I will often joke with friends about being an entrepreneur, saying that I think I'm unemployable. I've been an entrepreneur for so long, I'm not sure that I'm employable. And over the years, when I've had consulting assignments where I have been heavily engaged with an organization and they will rely on me, and I could potentially feel like I might be an employee of theirs, I've always resisted that because I've been independent as an entrepreneur so long. I'm used to calling my own shots, making things happen for myself, having a team, having a staff, having an agenda that I'm focused on growing a business. And so it's very different for me. But I do find that many folks who are transitioning out of corporate America don't realize the leap they have to take in getting an entrepreneurial mindset in order to grow a business, or at least some kind of solo practice. There are several things that are really different about the process that you really have to get used to. The first thing is that it's all up to you. You're no longer in a position where you are working in an organization where someone else is setting the agenda. You're responding to their requests, their desires, their needs. You can't spend time on issues that really aren't the most relevant, that don't make sense, that don't make money for you short term. You simply don't have that luxury. And a lot of folks who work in corporate America or corporations worldwide might not realize how much time they spend responding to other people, debating things, kicking the can down the road, so to speak, useless meetings, talking about things that are political in nature, not really focused on the business, not really focused on the client or the customer. You'd be shocked at how many organizations are consumed with things and are not focused on the client. One example might be, if we look at one other issue, is revenue. So let's say you move from a corporate setting and you move to an entrepreneurial setting. Well, you're responsible now for your revenue. And a lot of folks in organizations are just not used to thinking in those terms. They're not used to having conversations that are revenue generating. They're not used to taking the next step required to make sure that they get whatever documentation is necessary to get the revenue. They're not used to invoicing. They're not used to collecting money, making sure the money is received or sent or picked up. I mean, that whole process when you're an entrepreneur, that could be weeks, months, and it could really cut into a lot of time. When you're in corporate America, you don't think about that. You leave Friday evening, you go to your home, and you're not worried anymore about whatever paperwork might be on your desk. Well, when you're an entrepreneur, it's very different. You're thinking about everything that's involved in your business every day. So you have to become revenue oriented. The third thing that I see that a lot of folks have difficulty with is understanding that not only do you have to become revenue oriented, you have to become driven to get things done. And that means when an idea occurs to you, you have to act on it. When it occurs to you to have a conversation with someone, you have to have that conversation. If someone were to call you, let's say it's 5 o'clock in the afternoon, you might work for an organization, I'll deal with this person next week. As an entrepreneur, you better pick up that call because it might be an opportunity for you. As well, you should be thinking in the evening about opportunities. What kind of events can I go to? Who can I network with? You should be thinking on the weekends. It's something that you're always thinking about because it's all up to you. Now, a lot of folks listen to this and they say, well, can't you turn it off? My goodness, can't you relax? And I believe that if you're doing something that you love and you're doing something that you enjoy, then it becomes so seamless that there really isn't much of a dividing line. Sure, there will be times when you'll say, look, I want to turn off from this entirely. I mean, there are times when I will want to watch a film or do something that's completely different. But for the most part, I am thinking about my business all the time, about how I can make it better. I'm looking around at things that give me ideas. I'm jotting things down, and that's another thing. Always being in a position where you capture information and insights so that you can use them in your business. Always being ready to talk with someone about business, having your business cards ready, being in a position where you don't squander opportunities. You're at an event, you meet somebody, that's a good time to have a conversation with them and to see if there's a way you might be able to do business at another time. So it's a completely different mindset. You have to be driven, you have to be focused on the business and not the politics and stuff in between. The activities that you're engaged in have to be revenue generating, and not only that, you have to be aware of cash flow. You have to understand that not only do you have to go out and get revenue, you have to be aware of how that cash impacts your business, what's coming in, what's coming out. And of course, you're involved in a whole variety of other things. Your brand, your messaging, the various activities that help you get clients. The whole idea of going out and getting business is something that is foreign to a lot of folks. And even individuals who are in a business where they see it happening all the time, they don't realize that this client happened because someone went out and got them. Or I have to go out and get someone else to understand what we have to offer and let them know. You have to always be thinking about, how do I find ways to drive new traffic, to drive new revenue, to drive new exposure, attention to our business. So it's a completely different mindset. The great thing about all of this is that this mindset is what enables you to build a business, to do something meaningful, to have great impact, to deliver a great product or service. You've got complete freedom and creativity to do it any way you want. You've got all day and all night to do it any way you want. No more is it 9 to 5 or 8 to 5 or 8 to 4 or whatever those hours are that you used to work in an organization. You've got every moment, every day, to contribute to something you own that you're building equity in. And when you do that, you'll see that it becomes fun, it becomes exciting, it becomes exhilarating, because everything you're putting into it is something that is helping to build who you are as an organization, who you are personally, your personal capabilities, your reputation, your ability to go out and get new clients, your family, your income, your wealth, your stature in the community. So there is a transition to make, but there is a great payoff when you are committed to that transition. You have to understand that the buck stops with you. You have to go out and get revenue. You have to focus on the most relevant issues. You have to take action when it is required. When you get the right ideas, you have to act on them. And you have to believe in what you're doing. You have to believe and follow through on what you're doing. Now, this is a tall order, I know. On top of all that, you have to finance it until you get the cash flow and the various money that will help you grow the business. At the same time, entrepreneurship is a wonderful endeavor. But make sure that it's something that you're really committed to. There's a lot of talk about entrepreneurship today, and a lot of people running around saying, I'm an entrepreneur, be an entrepreneur, and so forth. Shows like Shark Tank and lots of other things have people looking at entrepreneurship and saying, oh, I could do that. That's exciting. Well, when the camera goes off and the lights go down, it's a different ballgame, because you're there having to push things forward, and sometimes you don't know what to do. Sometimes you're not sure what to do, and you have to be completely committed to the process. But I can tell you that it's a rewarding career. It's a rewarding direction, and if it's for you, take it on. Take it on with gusto and really enjoy the process, because even though you might go through a period of learning and developing and figuring it all out, once you understand what hat you have to wear and how you have to conduct yourself as an entrepreneur, it's nothing but great things from that point forward. The opportunities are enormous. The impact is enormous. Of course, you have the possibility of achieving great income and building wealth and having an impact on your community and having an impact on your clients and contributing something nice to society. Understand what the factors are in the transition. Make sure you're focused on those factors and focused on those issues, and then go for it. If you like this tip, give me a thumbs up. Let me know you liked it. Share it with someone in your network. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. I hope you're not watching and you're not subscribed. It's good to have those subscribers, because that lets me know that people are committed to seeing these videos, and you also will be notified first when I release a new one. I'll see you next time.